Your competitors are scared of you. The Morgan AI-powered Life, the king of closings. This Wednesday at 1 p.m. PST.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Sarah Wolak. Even though the market continues to be at a standstill, some creative originators are still finding success. So how did they do it? We caught up with the top originator in Florida. He says you need to know who your audience is, and it's not borrowers.
There was one major go-to resource, and that was this team here. We knew exactly how to handle the problem.
A bold statement by Matt Weaver, but he's backing it up because he and his team were the top originators in Florida the last 3 years.
And we do things that people don't do. In fact, we try to do the direct opposite.
So how does the Matt Weaver team do it? It started 15 years ago when the 2008 housing crisis changed the industry. Weaver was getting by with refinances until the market crashed.
It actually became an opportunity for me because we ended up, of course, transitioning to a full documentation lending environment.
A former realtor himself, Weaver saw a path to success by working with realtors to get their clients a thorough pre-approval and make sure they were well educated on what it takes to get a mortgage. He built this into 7 elements of winning and took it with him to cross-country mortgage. His process focuses on the realtor's needs and getting those agents to bring him customers.
Because if you have singleness of purpose and a singular customer that you focus on, all you're doing is thinking about how to best serve them.
His system continues to pay off no matter the market. Weaver's team originated more than 1,100 loans in 2020 and more than 1,400 in 2021. Even with the market coming to a halt last year, his team almost hit 1,400 loans again.
We're not accepting what the external factors are. There's still buyers, there are still sellers.
For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Katie Jensen.
Thanks, Katie. And you can read more about Weaver's 7-step system in Florida Originator, National Mortgage Professional's newest magazine, focused entirely on the Sunshine State. See everything you need to conquer the Florida mortgage market. Florida Originator launches today, and you can read it at nmplink.com/FOM. It's one of the 3 regional magazines from NMP, all focused on the nation's biggest housing markets. Also check out Lone Star LO and get ready for California Broker, coming out next month. Sign up for all 3 at nationalmortgageprofessional.com/subscribe. In other news, TransUnion is trying again to stop a lawsuit by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau over allegations the company continues to trick consumers into subscriptions. A day after the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to take up a case over the CFPB's budget, TransUnion filed a request for a stay. TransUnion says in their motion that the Supreme Court's forthcoming decision likely will simplify the issues in this action. The CFPB is suing TransUnion for violating a 2017 consent order and of dark digital patterns. As part of that order, TransUnion agreed to pay a $3 million fine and nearly $14 million in restitution for tricking customers into subscribing for other services when getting a free credit report. TransUnion made a similar motion earlier this year, before the Supreme Court agreed to take up a case questioning the CFPB's budget. That motion failed. The Supreme Court will decide whether it's constitutional for Congress to give its power of the purse over the CFPB to the Federal Reserve. The Supreme Court won't take up the case until its next term, which starts in the fall. Coming up, Fannie Mae is reassessing how lenders can determine property values.
I don't have to be babysitting my loans. I don't have to be checking on everything. I get to spend more time with my family at the same time as I'm closing more loans. Join Sunwest Mortgage, and you're going to see that for yourself. It's the best experience ever, honestly.
Break free of the matrix of manual loan processing and underwriting. Use Morgan now.
Welcome back. Fannie Mae will begin accepting a range of valuation options in a move one appraisal company called a win for the entire industry. The news came in Fannie Mae's March selling guide, which says the government-sponsored enterprise is moving away from implying that an appraisal is a default requirement. So what does valuation modernization mean? It starts with value acceptance, the term Fannie Mae will use when it accepts a lender-provided value and grants an appraisal waiver. Value acceptance plus property value is an option that will let lenders rely on data collected by third parties that collect interior and exterior data. Or lenders can use a hybrid model that occurs when this third-party data is sent to appraisers. Fannie will also accept alternative methods for appraisal updates and completion forms, which will require borrowers and builders to submit letters stating construction and repairs are complete. You can get a full breakdown of the updated selling guide at nationalmortgageprofessional.com. We'll be right back with what else is interesting today. Welcome back. Here's what else is interesting today. Unfortunately, the 10-year Treasury yield continues to put pressure on mortgage rates. The yield was sitting just above 4% this morning, its highest level since November, which was the highest the 10-year yield has been in 15 years. With the yield continuing to climb, that's likely going to continue pushing mortgage rates up further. For more on these and all of today's top stories, visit mortgagenewsnetwork.com.